Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. The town of Cochrane says an investigation is now underway into the misappropriation of upwards of $2 million. Plus, standing together in celebration and solidarity.
I'm not Jewish, but I'm part of the community, and the Jewish community is hurting.
Days after a senseless Australian shooting, Sudbury's Jewish community comes together to mark Hanukkah. And a warning, be wary of thin ice.
Venture out slowly, make sure that the ice thickness is safe enough for whatever vehicle.
It's a yearly reminder from police, and already we're seeing vehicles fall through into the water.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin tonight in Cochrane, where an investigation is now underway into the misappropriation of upwards of $2 million in the town's public funds. According to the town, it's in relation to the grain bin agri-modal project that began in 2021. And in a news release, it says it appears to have occurred under the town's previous CAO, financial department, and former council. It goes on to say it is very limited in the details that it can share, but they are committed to ensuring public accountability is pursued. In a statement, the town goes on to say, we recognize the seriousness of the situation and assure residents that as matters unfold, we will keep the public apprised as permitted under law and within the confines of any ongoing investigations. The town says it will be initiating a forensic audit to thoroughly examine the entire matter and to provide appropriate transparency to the community. It adds misappropriated funds have been spent, and any recovery from the town would have a positive impact on budgets. The town of Kirkland Lake launched a new alert system today in the event of an emergency.
You are only a few clicks away from receiving enriched and personalized communications that will not only help keep you
Dubbed KL Alert, it'll be powered by Voyant Alert and will be using an alert platform to provide information on such emergencies as severe weather, road closures, and public health notifications. The system will send real-time alerts directly to your phone, email, or through voice messages. It is free to use, but residents will have to sign up to subscribe. Well, tonight, Sudbury held its second annual menorah lighting at City Hall, a public display of faith and solidarity just days after the tragedy struck in Australia, where 15 were killed. CTV's Amanda Hicks has more tonight from Tom Davey Square.
Hanukkah is known as the Festival of Lights, a time meant for celebration and reflection. But in Sudbury, the flickering flames represented something more, a community standing guard against fear.
I grew up Jewish, and it's to show the solidarity, especially after the darkness of what happened in Australia.
I'm not Jewish, but I'm part of the community, and the Jewish community is hurting. We need to be here for them.
I'm here especially in this time because there is rising anti-Semitism, and it's time to show solidarity with the Jewish community.
Following Sunday's terrorist attack in Australia, security at City Hall was noticeably tighter for the second lighting of the menorah. But organizers say the goal wasn't to dwell on fear, but to celebrate survival.
There are only 15 million Jews in the whole world, and so typically when something very bad like this happens, people know other people on the other side of the world. It's not uncommon to have family connections or friend connections with communities that are geographically very far away because we're really such a small group. And so, certainly that touches us really profoundly and deeply, and we're very sad. But at the same time, we have to hold that we're also celebrating a holiday at the same time.
Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles was on hand and called for more to be done to protect places of worship.
There is a rise in anti-Semitism, not just around the world, but here in our communities in Ontario. And nobody should be afraid of worshiping and celebrating their religion or their culture in our society. And so I think it's more important than ever that we are here with our Jewish friends and neighbors.
I'm being told that tonight's ceremony serves as a reminder that the answer to darkness isn't to hide, but to increase the light, whether that's through prayer or standing together. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Two people are now in custody following a heavy police presence in Sudbury that extended over much of the day. This was the scene at Cambrian Village Drive and Fielding Street earlier today. It's still unclear what led to the initial incident, but nearby Churchill Public School was put into hold and secure mode. Tactical officers and members of the K-9 unit were called in. The situation has since been resolved. At last check, officers were still holding the scene while detectives undertook a search of the property. Well, it's Wednesday, and every Wednesday we take time to chat with a mayor from around our region about issues important to them or facing their community. Earlier tonight, I sat down with Black River-Matheson's Dave Diamond. He and council just marked their first calendar year in office since returning to the polls. Here's part of that conversation.
Black River-Matheson we're cruising. We're well on our way. We've restored some public confidence. We've moved town hall. We've made things more accessible for people. So we're putting Black River-Matheson back on the map for positive reasons.
Well, let's talk about some of the reasons there were issues before Black River-Matheson came under fire from taxpayers at one point for a massive property tax increase, at least with the previous council before the reset. How important at budget time was it to take a look at doing things differently and doing things in a more affordable aspect?
Well, given the huge increase we had a couple of years ago, coming up with an affordable budget was very, very important. So in our last budget, we come up at 3.9%, which is very, very acceptable. This year, we're hoping to be around that same mark. We've been working really, really hard with staff, and since our last election in August, we've redone our front office staff, new CAO, we've new clerk treasurer, and new treasurer. So with those three bodies on staff, we've been able to tighten up the purse strings and get quite a few projects done around the community that not only help residents but also help a lot of children around here.
Our thanks to Mayor Diamond. That full interview is up on our website at CTV News Northern Ontario.ca and our YouTube page. Next week, we'll sit down with Whitestone Mayor George Comrie. Sudbury police have arrested a 24-year-old man in connection to the robbery of a Quick Way in the city's West End yesterday morning. A 63-year-old employee on duty was hit in the head with a bottle. The suspect fled the scene and was located with assistance from the K-9 unit at a residence later on Elm Street. A financial advisor at a North Bay credit union is helping survivors of intimate partner violence get their financial lives back on track. CTV's Eric Tashner has her story.
Joanne Furland has made it her mission to help survivors of intimate partner violence. With the help of her parents, she was able to escape an abusive relationship.
When I left my partner, our bank account was drained, my cell phone was canceled, and my car keys were hidden.
Drawing on her own experience, last year she started up a financial program at Caisse Alliance, assisting other survivors. It's called the Leap into Financial Empowerment or LIFE program.
The top three reasons why they stay in these relationships, and the third reason is financial support.
She's working hand in hand with the court system, victim services, and other aid organizations who refer survivors to the program.
They will receive a free private bank account here at the Case. It is free for 1 year and it's unlimited, so there's no fees involved.
Caisse Alliance financial planners will create a budget with the survivor to help and push them forward to hopefully one day leave the abusive relationship.
We will not be sending any mail home. We will not be calling them whatsoever. So that way they don't have to fear their partner knowing.
According to Statistics Canada data, a woman in Canada is murdered by their intimate partner every 6 days. And 44% of women and girls above the age of 15 who have been in a relationship have reported some form of abuse.
Shock. I really wasn't aware that it was that big of an issue.
The program recently received a $50,000 grant. It is now expanded to Sturgeon Falls and Mattawa and as far north as Hearst.
I'm the father of 2 young girls. I had every intention to fully support this program from the get-go.
To date, 12 survivors of intimate partner violence have enrolled in LIFE. To Furland's knowledge, it's the only financial program of its kind in Canada. And she knows the work is making a difference in saving lives.
They're told the entire relationship that they're going to live on the streets or they're not going to make it. When we show them that they can in fact make it.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
A scary situation over the weekend as a vehicle went through the ice on Wanton Lake in the greater Sudbury community of Hanmer. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Richardson took this video of a vehicle being removed from Wanton Lake right in front of his parents' home on December 14th. He says they have lived there for almost 40 years, and on New Year's Eve 2023, one of their neighbors went through the ice.
He had been on the lake himself for about 40 years. He knows the conditions, and even for him, right, to, takes one bad step out in the wrong direction and costed him his life.
He says since then, everyone has been on high alert.
It's moving water. It's a fast current. It doesn't quite freeze the way a normal lake would freeze. So yeah, just, having kind of gone through that experience, we've had a couple of people go through over the years as well. And, hearing that someone would drive their vehicle at that time of the year is, it's kind of crazy to us.
Constable Kevin Tremblay has been with the Integrated Traffic Safety Unit for 7 years, and he says there have been several cases where people have gone through the ice.
Primarily in the early winter, late winter, early spring kind of times. The ice at these times of year is really not safe. It's very unpredictable. You might have 6 to 10 inches on one lake. You might have only 2 or 3 inches on another lake. All our lakes are a little bit different.
The city is known for its more than 300 lakes. And while Constable Tremblay wants to encourage everyone to get out and enjoy the outdoors, he also wants people to be prepared, safe and mindful, as he says no ice is safe ice.
Venture out slowly. Make sure that the ice thickness is safe enough for whatever vehicle or activity that you're going to do. At least 6 inches for pedestrian, 8 to 10 inches for small motorized vehicles like slow machine ATVs, and then 12 inches and up for cars and trucks.
He adds that it's not enough to have things like flotation devices and self-rescue equipment, but that people should educate themselves on how to use them. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, a look at the weather warnings we have in place tonight, and a lot going on here. I will explain. The gray area is a special weather statement, 10 to 25 millimeters of rain, a flash freeze, and then 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. The yellow area is a storm watch, 15 to 25 centimeters of snow, reduced visibility and blowing snow, and a flash freeze. The orange area, a winter storm heading our way, 30 to 50 centimeters of snow, reduced visibility and blowing snow. All of that will last until about Friday afternoon. Here are the weather conditions, and we're already seeing some snow in through the Wapwa and Chapleau areas. -3 in Gore Bay, -4 in Sudbury, -11 in Timmins. We'll have the details after the break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
It's going to be an interesting 24, maybe 48 hours of weather in Northeastern Ontario. Forecast radar, we've got some systems moving in. Low pressure systems with snow, rain, drizzle, freezing drizzle, flash freezing, and a winter storm warning and watch as well in the Northeast. We'll get to those numbers momentarily, but you can see that system moving through. That's what Friday at 5 o'clock will look like. Let's go to the numbers now. Sudbury Nickel Belt, we've got rain drizzle for tomorrow at 3. Snow on Friday, -5, then dropping down to -19. Chance of snow Saturday and Sunday, -5, -9. Monday, we get a bit of a break in the action at -8. Some sun and cloud and chance of snow come Tuesday at -6, which is where we should be as far as our temperature is concerned. Sault Ste. Marie Algoma, drizzle rain tomorrow at 5. Some snow Friday, -8, dropping down to -18 on Friday night. Saturday, Sunday, some snow and the chance of flurries. Chance of snow on Monday, chance of flurries on Tuesday. So again, we go from warm to cold, back up to warm, and again, it gets colder a little bit later on. But again, the temperatures all over the road. Winter storm watch in Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, and parts like Hearst, Cochrane, Wawa as well. Snow drizzle 2 to 4 centimeters. That's to start things off tomorrow. 3 degrees. Snow on Friday, -9, -10 Saturday, -12 Sunday, and -10 for a couple of days on Monday and Tuesday. You see, you might get some sunshine on Monday with some sun and cloud activity. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, rain drizzle tomorrow at 4, snow Friday, snow again on Saturday. The chance of snow Sunday at 60%, 30% chance on Monday, and 60% chance of snow on Tuesday. So just in time for the Christmas holidays, we'll be getting some snow. North Bay, West Nipissing, rain drizzle tomorrow at 4, some snow on Friday at +1, dropping down to -18. Saturday, Sunday, we've got the chance of snow both days, -5, -7, the low of -17 Sunday evening. Monday, sun and cloud, -8. And the chance of snow come Tuesday with a high of -6. Ian, get ready. Like I said, for the next 24 to 48 hours, big changes coming to our weather. Then we get snow on Friday. Back to you.
Gross. Thanks, Rick. Well, Sudbury police say they are using results from a recent survey to make sure the priorities within their strategic plan match those of the community they serve. More than 1,300 residents responded to the online survey this fall, along with 239 business owners from across the city. Results found addictions or substance use was the greatest concern at 83%, followed by drug trafficking at 76% and homelessness at 73%. The board's chair calls the results a snapshot.
We know our demographics is changing, our crime is changing, so we did a bit of a pulse check, and yeah, our results are showing that the priorities remain the same somewhat, but what's number 1 might have been number 7 before, what's number 7 might be number 1 now.
People downtown certainly have the most concerns with regard to the homeless situation, and very much the methadone clinics downtown, Elgin Street Mission downtown, the sheltering downtown.
It's all part of a support for strategy that launched in November. The chief says it's helped reduce the rates of open-air drug use and substance intoxication in the downtown. New funding was announced today for a deep water port in Sault Ste. Marie. The mayor and council have been pushing for a deep water port in the community, touting it as a possible nation-building project. Today, Soo MP Terry Sheehan announced more than $200,000 from FedNor to complete a technical assessment, as well as a port development plan. In a news release, Mayor Matthew Shoemaker says the timing for the Port of Algoma's development couldn't be brighter. A long-standing holiday tradition in Sudbury, the Edgar Burton food drive wrapped up today. Mining giant Valet organizes and coordinates the effort that was another rounding success thanks to the generosity of the community. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
The Edgar Burton Christmas food drive has grown from a small workplace food drive to one of the largest ones in Ontario. So big, the Army steps in to help move all the food. 24,000 pounds over the last 3 days.
We pick up from businesses and schools all the way from Worthington out to Levac and Skeed. And so we've been doing this for about 25 years now. I think no one can give me an exact date that we started. It's become kind of a tradition, and because we are able to actually get the manpower and the vehicles out there.
Theli organizes and coordinates the massive food drive to honor Edgar Burton, an employee who started it.
Our goal is always to try and get one more can than we did last year, so we're helping more and more every year.
I think it's just really an opportunity for community to come together, and we see it. Everybody knows this campaign. It's 38 years strong.
Donation boxes are distributed to businesses and schools.
So altogether, Rainbow Schools collected over $60,000 and over 35,000 non-perishable food items. And it's a great event because it allows kids to learn about empathy and giving back in their communities.
It's a food drive that helps thousands in need.
So incredible to see the public outpouring, the business outpouring, the students, just the people that really, really believe and understand that nobody should go hungry.
It's a really important one because it's one of the top fundraisers for food drives all across Ontario, which we can be really proud of here in Sudbury.
Officials say items collected during this drive contributes approximately 1/4 of the annual food requirements of the Sudbury Food Bank. Alana Everson, CTV News.
Progress has been made in finding a doctor at the Thessalon hospital this week. Tonight from the North Shore Health Network, which says it is now able to reduce the closure it was facing this week of its emergency room from a day and a half to just overnight tomorrow night. The unit will be closed from 10 p.m. tomorrow until 8 a.m. on Friday. Anyone with emergencies will be treated at nearby hospitals of Blind River, Richards Landing, and Sault Ste. Marie. Still ahead tonight on CTV News. The Sioux Greyhounds hit the road to take on their West Division rivals, the Spirit. Will head to Saginaw and check in there after the break. Former NHL player and longtime NOJHL coach Paul Gagne has passed away. Gagne played part of his junior career in his hometown of Iroquois Falls, where he later would take the Eskimos to a championship. When the team relocated back to Timmins in 2014, Gagne went with them and got the rock rolling before retiring 2 seasons later. During his playing days in the NHL, Gagne laced up for the Colorado Rockies, New Jersey, Toronto, and the New York Islanders, and played with Team Canada at the Spengler Cup 4 times. Gagne was 63. Well, what an exciting night to be a Hounds fan who took the road show down to their Western Division rivals, and they did not disappoint.
Vignosa back for Fitzgerald, steps to the middle and into the offensive zone with a good amount of speed. He scores! Rifles that one.
Colin Fitzgerald rifling one over the glove hand of the Spear goalie to find the back of the net, making it 2-1 in the dying minutes of the first period. Sault Ste. Marie would follow that up with a big 3 more in the second period before Saginaw attempted to make a comeback. But that's where the evening ended. Sault Ste. Marie managing to leave town with an 8-4 win under their belts. They now head to Windsor, where they face off against the Spitfires tomorrow night. Chase Reed and Brady Martin were noticeably absent tonight because of the World Juniors. Martin and the rest of the Team Canada played Sweden in preliminary tournament action in Kitchener. Reed is at Team USA's camp. The Americans start pre-tournament play Sunday. Meanwhile, a wild night for hockey fans over in the NOJHL, where the Sudbury Cubs played host to the Powassan Voodoo. Sudbury Cub Caitlin Dubroy would leave the ice with 2 goals and 1 assist, but just not enough. They fall to the Voodoo 4-3 in overtime. The weather has allowed for another northern ski destination to open up for the season. Laurentian Ski Hill in North Bay will open this weekend. Saturday morning, the Slingshot Run in Bunny Hill will be open, with more terrain opening after Christmas, weather permitting. This season marks the 100th anniversary of the Ski Hill. And Christmas has come early for ski lovers in Algoma. We're also seeing Mount Dufour will open up this Saturday in Elliott Lake. It plans to stay open through until January 4th, with the exception of Christmas Day. I saw the hill last night. It is looking great with all that fresh powder. A new experiment at Sudbury's Snow Lab is giving researchers from Canada and Oxford University in England a better understanding of how the universe was created. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
It takes 8 minutes for a neutrino to travel from the sun to the Earth, and there are millions everywhere. They're different from many particles as they don't typically interact much, but scientists in Sudbury are challenging that.
We're really trying to understand what is the universe made of, what happened early in the universe, why does it look like what it looks like now. And to do that, we want to go to the smallest parts, so-called subatomic particles. And we particularly look for neutrinos and interactions with neutrinos.
This particular measurement used 250 days of detector time to see 5 separate events. And what I mean by those events is a neutrino comes in, interacts with a special carbon atom, produces a special nitrogen atom afterwards, and then that nitrogen atom decayed. So this is a very, very, very rare type of event.
Krause said that the detector being 2 kilometers underground helps decipher out materials the machine doesn't need, and some neutrinos can still navigate there themselves.
This is the first time we have observed this particular interaction. So it speaks for the development of our new technology. And this would really tell us that there's something very exciting that happened as the universe was created. Because our universe exists out of matter, or particles, not antiparticles. And we don't understand why that is. In principle, naively, they should be created equally, same amounts.
Krause said this new discovery is a team effort between researchers and so many more.
So as this gets more known, I think there might be more job opportunities for people It brings Sudbury on the map. People will read that name because our experiment is called Snow Plus. So Sudbury Neutrino Observatory is in the name.
The research is nowhere near done because in science, when one answer is found, dozens of other questions are asked when it comes to figuring out the physics of the universe. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Very cool. That's our newscast this Wednesday night. A very happy Hanukkah to those of you celebrating. We leave you tonight with some of those stunning scenes this evening out of Azilda, where Cafe Heritage puts on its light show every night from 6 until 9 p.m. into the new year. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.